Hello, everybody. This is your favorite. I'll be generous. I'll call myself a D tier YouTuber. Is it? So it's S, A, B, C. There is a D tier, correct? Or tier. Doesn't matter. Hello, everybody. I'm Jack Thunderbolt. I am back. Uh, I've suddenly got the inspiration to actually record a video today. And I did go outside as well, so I think maybe my seasonal depression is finally letting up. Also, the weather isn't. I can't say DS anymore. It's not absolute suck anymore. Uh, Speaking of suck, I turned 23 this month. Excuse me. But enough about that. I forgot I'm still on settings. You guys have probably all seen my tabs. No, Yeah, it's totally accurate battle simulator is the one you put all the units. Tab G, totally accurate battlegrounds. That's the really goofy battle royale. So we're gonna do that. I'm not starting. That is loud. I'm not starting a whole new campaign playthrough. I've only completed the Hastings tutorial once. I tried to do the actual map tutorial, but then I got stuck in a place and my unit wouldn't get on the fucking ship, and so I rage quit. Didn't help, I was very tired as well. But anyway, you saw what I usually do with tabs is like, take these units, put them on the field, make them go to battle and see what happens. Well, that's what I'm doing here. It's gonna be a very... Hopefully, the, isn't too loud. So, I'm going... I don't want all, I just want late. Going with a kind of a very plain battle. Let's go with grass. I want something I can. Let's do Lombardy and let's do winter. And we'll call it midday on winter. I didn't, of course, complete the tutorial, so can't do a settlement. Or maybe I'm just stupid. Anyway, we're doing a field battle. And since I picked late period... Motherfucker. Since I picked late period... I'm thinking about doing a, Italian Wars pike and shot scenario. So... So, the Italian Wars, for context, from the... I guess since the Byzantine Empire left Italy to the 1870s after the American Civil War. Will you be quiet? Italy wasn't a unified kingdom or nation when that became a thing. It was very much the ancient Greece thing, where it was all these different mercantile, very rich cities run by dukes, or in some cases republics, like Venice or Florence after they kicked out the Medici. Was that Florence? I think it was Florence. And it was these rich mercantile cities and their ruling families or whatever government structure. And all their like subservient land and villages and whatnot into like mini countries, which everyone knows is called a city-state. And of course, they were also taken over by large chunks of other actually established kingdoms. Like France was in there, the Holy Roman Empire, which turned into Austria-Hungary. Austria-Hungary. If you're a Hungarian, is it Hungary or Hungary? Hungary is stupid sounding, my bad. And Spain, once after the marriage of Elizabeth and Ferdinand. So it was a mess. If you really want to look at Italian history, you should really look into Overly Sarcastic Productions. The guy that does it's a if you're watching this, you probably do watch Overly Sarcastic Productions, but it's run by two people. There's Blue, he's the guy that does all the history, and then there's Red, she does all the media stuff. Like, Blue does History Summarized, History Makers, which is talking about important people that recorded history. Like, he talked about Herodotus, Shakespeare, Sun Tzu. And then, I guess pertaining to this, there was Pope fights. I need to go back and lower the volume again. I am terribly sorry. Options, audio. I am so sorry, but Jesus, that is... I can't hear myself think. Anyway, I just keep getting lost in tangents. Anyway, Blue from Overly Sarcastic Productions does a lot of stuff about Italy, especially Venice and Florence. So just look up Overly Sarcastic Productions, either Pope fights or Venice. And let's get back out of here. And then also another good channel, Kings and Generals did a series on the Italian Wars, which, let me define that, is this, I guess, set of wars in the very late 1400s and early 1500s, where France and the HRE and Spain and all the Italian city-states like Venice and the Papal states were doing what you do in a war, fighting. And since it's called the Italian Wars, they were fighting over who got to control Italy. And so, let me cut my recommendations short. Overly Sarcastic Productions, Kings and Generals series on the Italian Wars, and then Sandorman History, because they have videos pertaining to like the warfare and the soldiers. Like they talk about the Spanish. They pronounce it tercios, but it's a different language. I shouldn't judge. And then the Lance Connects and like how Spain evolved into what they were when they were this like still pretty medieval military force when they were fighting the Moors or like whoever was in control of Spain at the time, into what we think of 1500 Spain with all the conquistadors and such. So anyway, what we're gonna do is, at the end of this video, what I've been trying to say for the past 10 minutes is that I'm gonna make up a little Italian Wars battle And I'm gonna play. There's gonna be four, I guess, teams, four armies in on two sides. And I'm gonna play Spain, and my ally is gonna be Venice. And then the enemy is gonna be France and the Papal States. And I don't know how historically accurate that is. I know France and Spain were at each other's throats forever. But I don't. I just picked Venice because they're kind of my favorite faction. You. Let's do a suns. No, let's keep it clear. But let's do sunset. And it's gonna be a pike and shot field battle. The dude, that's very much more manageable now. Venice or Vembus, if you're into that joke. And then the Papal States. What this is basically a recreation of the Battle of Chernobyl, which is, in short, the new Spanish army with, well, they had German Lanzknechts as their melee, and all their new fancy firearm wielding soldiers and cannons. They were like on a hill, and the French were attacking them, and they kicked the shit out of the French, and it's widely regarded as the first battle won with gunpowder, or overwhelmingly won with gunpowder. So I'm not, as you can see, I'm not your regular Total War player. I do kind of just mess with this crap and just do stupid stuff. I've like tried in total twice to play. Well, no, I've tried two separate times to do the Empire and Total War Warhammer 3, and then I was continuing the tutorial campaign on Shogun 2, and that's about it. So, alright, if this is a pike and shot battle, we're gonna need the pike and shot, and then the third guy. Uh, at the very beginning of this new military system that Spain had during the early 1500s called the Tercio, it was Tercio, I think, means 1/3 or like a bundle or something. I don't know, it's mentioned in the Sandra Man history video. But it's 1/3 pikeman, 1/3 shot, 1/3 some other melee, shorter range melee unit. The actual term for these would be like, I think it was called Rodilleros, which is a guy with a sword and a shield. Never mind that. So yeah, that's what I've got. Pike, shot, stabby, stabby. Sorry if you heard me accidentally hit the mic on this headset. Now, of course, we need a cav. I did artillery! I love artillery in Total War games so much. Like, even if they're total shit, like in Shogun 2, it's just so much fun to watch Big Boom and then either like a fort or a clump of enemies get blown up. It's so much fun. I love it so much. Well, let's fix that real quick. Probably don't need the top tier unit. I say as I pick the biggest gun. We're playing on orc rules, baby. More DACA. God damn it, I keep fucking this up. Holy crap, Taggart, what is your major malfunction? And then we got Venice. Hmm. Instead of a third melee, let's put archers in there just for shits and giggles. We'll give them more variety because they're not used to our modern ways of fighting. I might have to play with these sometime because these look fun. A a re- is it Ribot or Ribal? A Ribal is basically you take a cart. They showed this in an episode of Ancient Discoveries. Apparently, Edward the Third had these rather, at the Battle of Cressy, because both Henry the Fifth and Edward the Third, from the most famous uh campaigns of the Hundred Years' War. What was it, 1340 something to 1420? It was 116 years, but there was a lot of gunpowder units actually. Both at Cressy and at Agincourt, Henry V and Edward III had gunpowder units, and the French eventually won the Hundred Years' War with gunpowder weapons, using more gunpowder weapons. Gunpowder is so much fun. Big boom. I'm not an expert, and I'm probably half remembering a bunch of things, and I'm probably not presenting it in a actually decent way. So don't quote me. Go to some professionals. Da-da-da. Where's the Swiss pikemen? Like they've got fucking Scots, even though where? Okay, why is the elite Scot unit longbowmen and not pikemen? Because that's what they're more famous for. Longbow is English Welsh thing. We'll keep it fair for the old Frenchies. Somewhat. Apparently, these guys want to be more mobile. Da-da-da-da. Pike, Legers will put in place of halberds, which halberds were also a very popular weapon for pike formations. And of course, you gotta have all the knights, because the French were known for knights. God damn it. Even though they got trounced at Cerignola by. Okay, what kind of person charges horses into entrenched? That's the word. Into entrenched enemies. Should I go with another range unit or a melee unit? You know what, just for the hell of it, give him one mortar just to see what happens. So you gotta keep it interesting, you know? Okay, I'm gonna admit I'm completely ass with cavalry in this game. So it's really just gonna see how these two armies play out. I don't I think I've got like a 1 out of 3 winning streak. So don't expect much. This is just for fun. This isn't a competition or anything. This is, hey, let's put this together and see what happens. Because that's what we do here. Though this is, of course, way more intense than tabs. Anyway, speech time.
Through God's grace, we have been brought to this place. Brought here to fight for His glory and His name. Our enemies must quail at the thought of our righteous might. We would do well to pray, because the shedding of blood is an offense. But it is one that we willingly do, for by it we establish God's peace. Our French foes hold us, along with the rest of the world, in a scant regard. This is a mistake they repeat and repeat, being arrogant and wine-sodden in equal measure, and thus slow to learn from their errors.
He's not wrong. DC's about the Naruto run.
Our enemy hope to blow us into the next world, I see, with their foul cannons. They are not the weapons of
Excuse
gentlemen.
me.
Let us hope that the barrels split and visit hellfire upon them. And so make your peace with God and your fellows. Do not brood on what is to come. Raise high our banners!
Why are you giving the French shit for cannons when you're the first to mass adopt, well, arquebuses and muskets and basically handheld firearms, and you've brought cannons? I gave everybody cannons!
Your cannons not only fire solid stone balls, they can also fire exploding shots. Exploding shots are less accurate than normal shots and unable to skip, but they explode upon impact and cause a blast that can slay many enemies.
I keep forgetting how dog shit the camera controls are. 'Cause what the fuck do you mean? I like to guard or group up units like this, and it kind of just makes it easier for me to control. And also that's how it was in, history. Anyway, as I was saying, why is the camera, WASD is right there. Why is the camera the fucking numpad? I mean, it's also the arrow keys, but like, 98% of the world is right. Actually, it's probably less than that. We'll call it an even 90. 90% of the world is right-handed. So, you want me to just take my left hand I just reach all across my keyboard while I have to control the mouse from my right. What brand eater had made these fucking camera controls? I uh, I know this is probably not super fun as you were expecting, but fortune favors the prepared as much as the bold. You know, oh, holy fuck me. I don't know if you heard that. Well, my fucking cat probably knocked something down into some bottles or something and it scared the fucking piss out of me. So I'm gonna go make sure he didn't, like, plug our refrigerator or something. Because that happened before and it was not fun to clean out. Are you alright, dude? Yeah, I'm falling out. Okay, I think we're good. I don't think even he was the one that knocked it down in the first place. Ugh. I just go all the way back. Yes, come together. Come together! I apologize. Yeah, this is... Okay, it's not one-to-one. They should all be like pilot. Okay, a real turf field position would, if I'm remembering this right, would be like alternating rows of pike, halberd, or sword. Pike, halberd, or sword. Or at least that's what the last connects did. I can't remember. And so you'd have the main big square of melee, right? I'll like throw something up on MS Paint or something. And then it's either at each corner of the square there would be like a much smaller square of musketeers, or they'd be like all lined up in front, shoot, and then when the enemy infantry or cavalry got close, they'd go behind the square or into the square. Conquistadores. It's Spanish is such a okay. One of the best movies you should watch if you're interested in this period, even though it's like set 100 years later. It's called Alatrice, and it's set during the 80 Years War slash 30 Years War. and it stars Viggo Mortensen, you know, Aragorn, and he's this badass rapier wielding musket pistol rogue guy. Excuse me. And it's the best, and the way he speaks Spanish, and the way he speaks Spanish drives me nuts in the best way. So you definitely have to see them. The whole movie's in Spanish, but it's amazing. Uh, I think I was saying something before. My cat scared the utter piss out of me.
You've pressed the Fire at Will button for the first time. This toggles Fire at Will on and off for the selected troops.
Why do you...
Toggle Fire at Will off if you wish to preserve ammunition.
No, I've always...
You have pressed the Special Unit Abilities button for the first
This
time.
isn't my first
This
time! You don't
activates
need
any
to
special
do this!
formations or abilities of the selected unit. As you select different units, you will see the button change. If the selected unit does not have a special ability, the button will become a red circle with a line through it.
Thank you, Captain Obvious. This is the worst, most misshapen formation. I'm so sorry for any, like, actual pros. We'll keep them on the reverse slope here, so hopefully they're out of range until I'm ready to use them. Let's put everybody closer together. So. Gentlemen, today is our day for Viva la España. Time to kick those French dogs right in the crotch and send them to hell. Viva España!
Sometimes large battles can be confusing, making it hard to discern friend from foe. To make this easier, left-click on the faction icon. When under fire from enemy artillery, you will suffer fewer casualties if you put your men into loose formation. Left-click on Show Me How to see how to change formation.
I noticed this today. This is really cool. When you have the musketeers like this...
The enemy has brought up artillery to bombard your forces. Use a
Shut up! The front line fires, and then they turn it... Ouch!
The enemy has brought up artillery to bombard...
I hurt you!
Your missile units can also attack...
Anyway. The front line... So... Of course, with early farms like this...
You do not only win a battle by killing every...
Fuck off! So first, you need time to reload after every shot. So the first rank fires. Oh shit. Oh shit. We're not gonna charge, so we'll use... Okay, good. We'll keep the musketeers in line at first. And I'll just shoot them up, because you got crossbows. Hello, idiots. Baby idiots. Anyway. Watch. Front rank shoots. Turns around. Goes to the back. Second rank shoots. Repeat. And by the end, the front rank will have been reloaded. at the front, ready to shoot again. That's what I'm trying to fucking say, Jesus. Where the hell are you guys going? Okay, it looks like my Venetian allies are holding. Can I go to their side of the battle and see how they do it? Yeah, your formation is a mess, my guy. But they don't seem to have engaged yet. Or they're not in hand-to-hand fighting yet. Though I think what's happening is the Papal States are trying to go over to support the French, smash the Venetians, and then they'll be able to focus on me. So I've got to really tie down the Papal States and keep them from joining the French. And thus giving... If the Venetians just hold their position against the French, then we might have it in the bag.
Unlike archers, your handgunners, arquebusiers, and musketeers cannot fire over the heads of their own men. Do not place troops between your gunners and their intended targets.
I forgot to mention, but yes, that's why I placed the musketeers in front.
The best way to clear away enemy missile infantry is a direct cavalry charge. However, be wary of...
Idiots, you guys left your cannon train. You left your artillery train behind. You left your artillery train behind. Now you don't have that needed fire support. Let's get my guys out of here before they get shot up.
Cavalry pay dearly when attacking...
Conquistadors, musketeers. So it looks like we're gonna... Looks like we might end up hitting Pope in the ass. Artillery's firing good, good, good. It's either in the side or right up the ass.
You have pressed the Cancel Order button for the first time. This cancels orders for the selected units and makes them stop where they are. You could just give them a new order, but using this button is quicker if you need them to stop immediately.
There was some round shot. I saw a round shot.
In causing an enemy rout, timing is everything. When you find weak spots in the enemy, weaken them until they are wavering, and then hit them hard to cause them to rout. The more units you can rout... Unlike archers, your handgunners, arquebusiers, and musketeers cannot fire over the heads of their own men. Do not place troops between your gunners and their intended targets. When cavalry charge, they cause extra casualties due to the momentum of their attack. A cycle of charge, withdraw, charge causes maximum casualties for minimum losses. Repeat until done.
Okay.
The enemy cavalry will be able to run down.
I have to admit, I'm very...
Momentum is over.
We are blessed. The enemy general is dead. We have sent the...
We killed the French! We killed the Frenchie! Uh-oh. See, that's why the pike was so OP until the invention of the bayonet. In short, if you've got a long pole with a spiky bit, and guys that are brave or disciplined enough to hold the line, then a horse isn't going to a horse or rider isn't going to charge into it. Conquistadors. I think the French are coming in. Or are those routing? Those guys are routing. I actually feel quite good. You guys.
It is unwise to praise the day before sunset, but our men are winning the battle and forging a worthy victory.
Well, it is sunset and we are winning. I think. God damn, my artillery is so far back. I think we've got them pressed, boys.
Our foolish general has thrown his life away, and perhaps our
Son of
chances
a
of victory with it.
bitch! I spoke entirely too soon.
is unwise to praise the day before sunset, but our men are winning the battle and forging a worthy victory.
Half of my army is in retreat, and the other half is like surrounded. I wish there was like in Halo Wars,
Only half the enemy force remains.
and like Halo Wars, there probably is, I just haven't figured it out yet. I bet there will be somebody, hopefully somebody nice in the comments that, hey, if you press this button, you can select all units instead of having to click on a different guard or go. Why do I keep
My
seeing
lord,
guard different
only
groups?
half our force remains.
Man, my pikeman got chewed the fuck up. Hit him in the ass!
The battle is in our favor. If we remain true and wholehearted, victory
I thought
will
that
be
was some
ours.
musketeer unit. I was like, why aren't you guys shooting? It was. It's probably very unwise to charge infantry melee at cavalry, but they're stuck into my musketeers. So hopefully, oh, direct hit!
It is unwise to praise the day before sunset, but our men are winning the battle and
You've
forging a... We are blessed. The enemy general is dead. We have sent the idiot to hell.
awesome. We've got one general in the field, and the enemy has 0. Ah, son of a bitch! I love just a little. This is like playing toy soldiers when you were a kid. That's why games like this are so awesome. It's just a it's just a grown-up version of playing toy soldiers.
It is unwise to praise the day before sunset, but our men are winning the battle and forging a worthy victory.
You said that. 5. No, that's got to be like number 7 at least. I gotta say, Venice, you guys are kicking ass. It's probably because they've got a wider unit diversity than I do. And And I charged head in right into the Papal and French armies. Where the hell is you going? I'll use the cavalry. You guys are on your own. It's just some Papal musketeers. You'll be fine.
The battle is in our favor. If we remain true and wholehearted, victory will be ours.
It certainly will. I'll focus my cavalry on these Papal units because they're going straight. They're trying to run right for the Venetian artillery. Actually, gotta. I've got the perfect chance to come and wipe these guys out. So I'm attacking them from the rear.
The battle is in our favor. If we remain true and wholehearted, victory will be ours.
God, what a bloodbath! I've got like. That's what, a quarter of my army left? And the bulk of it is artillery? I need to see if I can get Chojik to buy this game. And then we can play it together. See what he does versus what I do. But no, that's... I can keep these guys pinned up. Oh, you guys are routing.
The enemy flees the battle! Run down those worthless peasants! The battle is in our favor. If we remain true and wholehearted, victory will be ours.
What do you mean, in our... will be ours? Like, look.
Praise the Almighty! Our enemy has lost his stomach to fight. We must push our advantage.
Okay, it would be wise to continue, but A, this isn't campaign. And B, I got my shit stomped so hard. If Venice didn't hold like they did, then we might have been lost. I'm gonna, bro, I'm gonna go back to Spain. I'm gonna be beheaded for losing a valuable army so far away. Anyway, so we better end it. Call everybody back, do a casualty count. Saw some limbs off, have some wine.
Victory is ours. Let victory be a salve on our wounds, proudly earned in the name of the Holy Cross.
How was that average victory? That was badass. I think that is one of my favorite battles that I've done so far. Anyway, here's my force led by my Lieutenant Captain Arias. We deployed 817 men. We lost 546. Let's pull up the calculator. Let's do some casualty crunching. Okay, 546 divided by 817. That's 67% casualties. The Venetians, led by Captain Morosino, uh, he deployed 737 men, and he lost 344. And I said I wouldn't use math for anything. That's a 47% casualty rate, a whole 20 points lower than mine. So I was like, hey, you know us Spaniards, our blood runs hot. We gotta get in there. You know? I think my mom might be coming through the door. Anyway, those cowardly cars, the French. Captain. French would say Martin, right? Or Martin. Is that Captain Martin? We'll call it Martin. Also deployed 817 men and lost 640. 644, my bad. One death is a tragedy. 1 million is a statistic. 817. 79% casualties. We beat them. Not by much. And then the Pope, led by Captain Nick. I'm pretty sure everybody here is a Catholic. Okay, I think later Venice was tolerable to Protestants, but everybody here is a Catholic. Or maybe it's like a big Huguenot force. When did the Huguenots come out? I know like La Rochelle was 1670. Alright, Captain Nicholas. Or Nicholas. Nicholas. I'm gonna get a bunch of comments from a bunch of angry Italians. Uh, Deployed 769 men, lost 1,616. Not 1,600, 616. I can't do math. By 769. Nice. 80% casualties. You've got like 20% left. Wow. Anyway, that does it for this video. This is probably like 30 minutes or so, but these run longer than Tab G videos. Not Tab G, tabs, you idiot. Than the tabs videos do. I mean, we had 4 countries and 2 armies, each nearly 1,000 men. So of course it would run longer, and it was brutal, but that was so much fun. So anyway, thank you. Like, subscribe. I want to do more of these. So if you have a scenario in mind, if it's like, hey, I want to see the Sherwood archers from the early period England in uh invade Portugal. Then I'll give it a try if I don't have any other ideas. So, thank you and goodbye.